Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we got a breaking story that I want to get into. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on this, so stick around for that. But before we do that, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Anyway, so I just woke up and I got some breaking news here surrounding this Kyrie Irving situation. Right. And the breaking news is that it turns out that Kyrie Irving will most likely be missing all of the home games. Now, this is something I think a lot of us kind of thought could happen. But to be completely honest with you, I'm actually very shocked that this situation has actually gotten to this point. To be honest with you, I just really can't believe it. So I don't want to waste your time. I want to get directly into this article here. Read some of the things that they said in this article, and then I'm going to give you guys some of my thoughts. So anyway, let's get into it here. So the article starts off with the headline: Kyrie Irving update. Steve Nash says Nets recognize he's not playing home games this season. Brooklyn Nets head coach Steve Nash addressed the media on Sunday and said that the team is not expecting star guard Kyrie Irving to play in home games due to his vaccination status. I think we recognize he's not playing home games, Nash said. We're going to have to, for sure, play without him this year, so it just depends on when, where, and how much. This marks a change from the Nets' perspective, as throughout the preseason and training camp, they have expressed belief that they would have their entire roster ready for the start of the season. I wouldn't get into who it is, but we feel confident in following several days before camp. Everybody will be allowed to participate and so forth, GM Sean Marks said at Media Day. Now, with opening night just a week away, the Nets appear resigned to the fact that Irving will not be available for home games by then, and perhaps never will be at all this season. Under New York City's current health mandates, unvaccinated players are barred from entering large indoor events, gyms, or fitness centers. That includes Barclays Center, where the Nets play their home games. Early this week, Irving was inactive for the team's preseason game against the Milwaukee Bucks. He also continued, "It sounds like we may have Kyrie on the road with us, but I'm not sure he'll be playing since we haven't seen him for a week," Nash said on Saturday. And obviously, safety first. We'll make sure he's not a fugitive for injury, but a lot to be worked through. I mean, we're just kind of getting the information at the same time you guys are, so we will see. So that's the current situation there. According to Steve Nash, the head coach, they are for sure going to be without Kyrie Irving for half of the season, basically. That's number one. Number two, it essentially tells me that Kyrie Irving is willing to forfeit half of his salary. We've already done videos on this. I think he stands to lose over $300,000 a game. Last time we checked, the last time we reported on this. Here's where I stand. What I'm trying to understand is this: what exactly is going on here? I think I've reached the situation. I've reached a point in this with this particular story here where I really don't understand. Like, okay, how did it get to this point? I get the fact that Kyrie Irving doesn't want to get vaccinated. I understand that completely. There are a lot of people that didn't want to get vaccinated. At one point, I was very trepidatious about, getting vaccinated. But my question is, if he has decided that he's not going to be vaccinated, why doesn't he just decide to not play at all? Why play half the season? Seriously, why play half the season? Given the fact that the league is not going to change its policy. They're not. New York State is not going to change its policy, right? They're not going to change their policy anytime soon. They're not going to change it for you. Given the fact that those things are going to remain constant as they are now, why go through all of this? Like, why? If you don't want to play, if you don't want to get vaccinated, then simply don't play. And I'm looking at this, I want to look at this from the standpoint of a business owner. If I was a business owner, right? Maybe some of you guys watching this video are business owners. Maybe some of you guys are planning to go into business. I want to take the emotion out of it. If you're going to go into business and you're going to be emotional, business is not for you. So if you're already getting emotional about this, but you feel as if, okay, I want to be in a business, it's not going to work out for you, right? Because emotions in business do not work. You have to think logically. You have to think with the right side of your brain. You have to be able to make some sound decisions here. If I'm a business owner and I sign a contract, or an employee signs a contract with me for 1 year, for example, and he or she only renders half of those services, there's no way in hell I'm paying you for the full price. It just won't happen. I'm not doing it. If I say you're going to work with me for a year, I'm going to pay you $60,000, but you only give me $30,000 of work. Why? What would make you feel as if I need to honor that contract 100%? Why would I do that? It's tantamount, and this is going to sound basic as hell, but it's true. It's like you going to McDonald's, going through the drive-thru. You pay full price for a Big Mac meal. You get to the drive-thru window. They hand you your food. You have half a sandwich and half of your fries are gone. Are you still going to drive out of there and pay full price for that? Hell no. Only a fool would do something like that. Makes no sense. Why am I paying full price for something I'm not receiving? It makes no sense to me, right? So in this case, if I'm the Nets, I would tell Kyrie, I said, listen, it seems clear to me that you don't want to be vaccinated. And you have it is your right to make whatever decision you feel is best for you, your body, your family, whatever. That's your right. If you want to do that, have at it. But please, I don't think this relationship is going to work. I don't understand how we're going to extract the most value from you if you're only going to be here half of the time. I don't understand how it's going to help our team when now, if you're not going to be playing for the entire, for half of the season, players and coaches are going to be asked questions about this ad nauseum for the entire season. I don't see how all of these things work. Like, I just don't think it would work out. And I would tell them, listen, I would tell Kyrie, I'll say, listen, I don't see the reason why you should continue playing. Now, from the standpoint of Kyrie Irving, my question is, why even play basketball anymore? You're mega rich. This guy's made well over $100 million, right? The NBA is not going to change their policy. New York is not going to change their policy. Why even play? What battle are you fighting? They're not going to change it. They're not going to change it. So given the fact that they're not going to change it because it's not your league, you work within a league. It's like you're within an industry. An industry is not going to change for one person. So if you can't change the industry, then why be a part of it altogether? Like, why? I don't understand it. If I'm going to take a stance, go the full way. If I'm going to play, I'm going to play. If I'm not going to play, I'm not going to play. But the indecision of, I'm going to just half stepping. I'm going to do this, then I'm not going to. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just looks very, very indecisive. And as men, you got to make a decision. Stand up, make a decision, and move the hell on, right? And I want to give you guys, because some people ask, where's your stance on all of this? And let me give you some quick insight as to why I made my decision. My decision was very, very clear. It's crystal clear to me, right? I had some questions about it initially, but then I quickly realized that, listen, I need to get this thing because I need to be able to move around. I need to travel. I need to be able to travel. I don't want any roadblocks, anything like this. You guys, maybe some of you guys who travel know there are a lot of costs associated with traveling, just with this to get this vaccine. There are a lot, right? A lot of costs to incur that I just didn't want. I didn't want to be bogged down in my movements being restricted. I wanted to be able to move. Now, some people say, oh, you capitulate to the system, whatever. That's my choice. The point that I'm making here is I made a choice. I didn't just sit down in London and sit there and say, you know what? I'm not going to make a decision and I'm not going to move at all. And I'm just going to be there. Meanwhile, the world is moving. I needed to make a decision. I did. Now, if it's the right decision or the wrong decision, I'll find out later on. But guess what? I didn't remain stagnant. I've moved. I've done something about it, right? In this particular case, it just seems as if to me, Kyrie, I don't understand why he's playing anymore. You're not being forced to play basketball. This is the part I'm just trying to understand. No one is forcing you to play basketball. It's your choice. You want to play it. You love the sport. But the sport, the landscape has changed. And you have to make a decision. Am I willing to continue forward with this change that they've implemented? Or I just don't want to be a part of it. It's literally that simple. Literally that simple. That's just my opinions. I'm actually getting tired of this story. Reason being, just make a decision, man, and let's move the hell on. These are my thoughts. I know a lot of people are going to disagree. That's your point of view. As long as you don't feel as if I have to agree with you, then we're fine. I have my point of view, you have your point of view. But in this particular issue, this is where I stand. You see the point? A decision. This is my stance. I'm not standing everywhere. I'm standing right here, and this is what I feel. So those are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.